Hello and welcome back to CMAX Premier League softball, the Tigers versus the Cats, and both teams looking to pounce on early premiership points. Midweek softball coming to you from magnificent Garnerland on the Adelaide Plains. Seacombe Tigers versus the Walkerville Cats. It's the end of round one. James Harris here alongside me, Pete Williams. Pete, perfect night for softball.
Absolutely still night. Great night to be out here playing. Great way to start the season. Get two of these teams wanting to try and get their first win on the board. And we're going to see some international talent around the place tonight.
International talent is the key note that we've got, haven't we? Both teams with American pitchers. We'll start with Walkerville, University of Missouri St. Louis Tritons, Chelsea Martinez.
Yeah, looking forward to Chelsea. We've seen a little bit in her in the biographies on the computer and that, but be able to get to see her in real life and see what she can throw down is going to be really interesting.
Well, she pitched for Walkerville against Glenelg on Saturday, and they battled and forced a 1-1 draw with the New Look Rebels team headed up by Yo Grauer. And Martinez pitched a beauty, only gave up a couple of hits. So looking forward to seeing her live in action. And Seacombe got a couple of Americans.
Yeah, so Seacombe have got from Santa Clara University, Reagan Diaz, who we're going to see pitching tonight. Played the outfield in the first game the other night and knocked one over the fence as well. So looking forward to seeing what she can throw. And in behind, in the catches, holding the catches, met from Rollins College, is Brianne Lint, who we see back from last year.
Yep, returning American from last year. We love having the Americans come back, and we generally see that happen a lot, don't we? We saw Monica Perry come back a few years in a row. With Yo Grauer stayed here. She now lives in South Australia, and it's always good to see returning Americans. Seacombe allowed some early runs on Saturday against Sturt, but looked fairly sound. I don't think they were ever out of the game, and they went down 8-4 in the end. You mentioned the big highlight for Seacombe, and that was Diaz's 2-run home run in the first inning, her first at bat in the Premier League.
Yeah, out on diamond 2, where she would have had some wind shoving at her face. Oh, it was a diamond 1, sorry. So we still would have had a bit of a windy time at that on Saturday. But yeah, look, first time at bat, first time out on our diamond, and she's plonked one over the fence. I can only see happy times coming from that.
Well, a good commentator does their research, and after I saw her hit the home run right here on Spacequake Sports, Eric Bolnar and Jess Maslin called the action beautifully. I looked up her college stats, 2 career home runs at college, and her first at bat in the Premier League went downtown. Other games on tonight, Glenelg Rebels versus Hills Heat. That game got underway at 7:30, so we might try and get some updates on the scores throughout the night. West Torrens, Sturt and Port Adelaide all have the night off. So on Saturday was the opening round. We saw Port Adelaide defeat last year's premiers West Torrens 4-1. Walkerville drew with Glenelg 1-0, and Sturt defeated Seacombe 8-4. Hills Heat had a bye, and so they're playing their first game of the season tonight over on the backfield. Now, our broadcast is brought to you by CMAX Clinical Research, and if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log in to cmax.com.au. More to come from CMAX throughout the year, but we'll be seeing the Seacombe Tigers take the diamond, and well, Pete, why not take us around the diamond thanks to Dental for Schools?
No worries. So as we said, the import on the mound to start with, Reagan Diaz. She's going to be pitching to Brianne Lint. At first is Aroha Munro. Over at second, Rosa Vergara. At third is Becky Havis, so we'll be really interested to see what she can do this season. Sasha Mutzi at shortstop, and then left to right we've got Bianca Pash, Ashley Carr and Georgia Tompkinson, and Sigrid Schumacher's on the bench to start.
Well, you mentioned Becky Havis. She's, well, going by accolades last year, she's their best player. She made the Adelaide competition A-grade team of the year. There's Brie Lint on screen. So, yeah, a bit of a different role. She's can play either corner, so seeing over at third with Munro taking over at first base, while Diaz, there she is on screen, will throw over for the first time this season. Now, Walkerville have got an interesting lineup. We'll get to their defensive lineup in the inning break, but they have a Premier League debutante tonight, Maxine Saunders, one of our junior state reps. So all the very best of luck to Maxine tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to this, James. As you said, Becky Havis over at third, saw him warm up and looked really hot, ready to go. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for us sitting there tonight.
Walkerville Cats about to get underway here. Chelsea Robinson, Hayley Mayer and Chelsea Martinez, the top 3 hitters. This is Chelsea Robinson And the first pitch comes through high, hard and fast. And Robinson likes the look of it. Sometimes your lead-off batters have got that patient start, but you also get some types that are quite aggressive on the first pitch. So don't mind that from Robinson.
No, she wanted that first one, so she's seen the pace now.
Got a piece of the ball, so it wasn't too far off it. The next pitch comes in low and inside. So what we've seen so far from Diaz, she's got an up ball, she's got a down ball, she's got a little bit of pace. Now, she's not your typical pitcher build, the bigger body, the taller frame, which we're used to seeing from the Americans that do travel over to Australia. This one's popped up into foul territory. Bree Lint gets under it for the first out. So Seacombe missed a couple of those on Saturday, so good to see they can hold on to him. Here's a look at the CMAX replay.
Yeah, one inside there, just got inside on her, moved in a little, got up high. She's got the rise onto the ball there. Bit of a rise smile from the catcher there, Brianne Lint, after she caught it. I think she lost it a little bit early, but made up some good ground.
Here's Hayley Mayer. A handful of games last year, made an immediate impact on the team. Plays out at the CDSA.
Was
former Sturt Premiership player.
Reading a little bit about Reagan Diaz throughout the week, just seeing what her profile is in that, and she doesn't class herself an express pitcher. She doesn't have huge pace behind her, but she does a lot with the ball, and she can throw it at a reasonable speed when she does that. She's got some curve. She does the curve, she does the rise, the drop. She's got a change up, and she's also got a really good knuckleball apparently. So hopefully we get to see a whole range of them tonight, and see how that can impact the batters here in the Premier League.
We'll keep an interesting eye out for her, and shout out to her folks and family if they're watching from the States as well. We always like to mention the Americans a little bit because we love having them over here. It's got a rich history of bringing Americans over. The Adelaide clubs and the Premier League has seen some absolute superstars join the ranks. This is Mayer with a 3-0 count, so good patient at bat. We'll see a strike. 3-1. She doesn't look phased at all by that one.
No, she's happy to see that go through. Works both ways, the Americans coming here too. We see lots of our players obviously heading over there as well through their summer, which is really good relationship between us and the American colleges there.
Reaches for it a little bit. 2 bounces to Vergara at second. Handles it well and over to Munro for the second out. So good start so far from Seacombe. Let's have a look at the CMAX replay.
Yeah, dug it in nice. It managed to get a couple of nice good bounces, come up to a good height for Rosa there, and she was able to complete the play nicely.
They're good, those ones. The choppers that get 2 high bounces. It's those low bounces that can get you in the middle infield. Bit of moisture in the pitch tonight, so or the infield, I should say. And hopefully we'll see some even bounces throughout the evening, but here is the 3-hitter and the Walkerville American, Chelsea Martinez. Fouls that one off, and she's not the first American by the name of Chelsea that has played for Walkerville. We will never forget Chelsea Cohen, who won a Cath Coral medal with the Cats a few years back now. 2-way player, just like Martinez. High for a ball.
It's good to see these Americans coming out here, and the fact that they're also hitters as well. They're not just a pitcher or something like that. They can put the bat behind the ball, which is the common theme these days in softball, that you're not just a pitcher anymore.
Gets after this one. It's high and goes to deep centre field. Carr gets under it. Takes a great catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. And they'll take a little bit of confidence going into their first batting lineup. CMAX replay. She did get under it. She got plenty of it. Martinez. Carr had to take a step back and in the end takes it quite comfortably. We'll be keenly watching Martinez throughout the season with a swing like that.
Yeah, quite a tall person as well, so she had to reach to get that one a little bit lower down, and probably just that's why she got under it, pushed it up high, but you know, if she flattens them out, they're going to be making their way to the fence pretty comfortably.
We can now go around the Walkerville defensive lineups, if you don't mind, Pete.
No worries. So we'll see that person who was just in the box coming up now to pitch is Chelsea Martinez. Sophie Roberts in catching today. Georgia Mason up at first. Erin Stone second. Jenny Gray over at third. Chelsea Robinson in a lovely position that she fields perfectly out in shortstop. Steph Gall out at left field. Hayley Mayer centre field. Maxine Saunders, the debutante, slides in out at right field. And we've got Kelly Bested and the playing coach Bindi Stansfield on the bench.
And you've also got the umpires as well.
Yeah, so on plate tonight we have Damien McCauley. Up at first is Ian Gray, and out at third is Hayden Venning. So a good group to be out here for the tonight.
There's Sophie Roberts on screen. She had a international off-season. She played in Italy. So always great to get that experience. You mentioned how it goes both ways. Some of our players are over in the States. Well, they're over in Europe as well. Pretty strong competition. A couple of the Port Adelaide imports played in Germany in the European Cup, and West Torrens. Steph Trzynski was also in Italy this year. Well, leading off for the Tigers tonight is Sasha Mutzi. She's playing in the shortstop position. Watches that first one through, low and outside for a ball. Chelsea Martinez, we mentioned University of Missouri St. Louis. Didn't see any pitching stats, so we know she's an accomplished hitter. Just gets a piece of this one. It's going to be awkward, and Walkerville might try to see that one over the foul line, but Mutzi's going to beat that one out for an infield single. High 10 there from head coach Annalie Dolman. CMAX replay, it stays in.
Yeah, I was just watching that. It did start to roll towards the line at the end, so just, I guess in hindsight, may have let it roll, but at the end of the day, she was always going to get to first, so there was no throw on.
Options now for the Tigers with the speedy Mutzi on first, and Rosa Vergara now up to bat. She played in the, well, hopefully this doesn't give away her age. She played in the state over 35s in the winter, the inaugural SA team.
She'll tell you she's 35 in one day, and that's how she qualified.
Right. Bunt goes foul, and G. Roberts looked aggressive. They're trying for the lead runner, but we'll reset. See, back to first. Vergara back to the box.
If that had played in, Mutzi was almost at second by the time the ball was picked up. He's got some good speed over there at first.
Super slow-mo from the team at Space Quakes Forwards. Producer Brandon back behind the computers tonight. Strike swinging for Vergara and gets behind in the count. So Martinez, something to work with here. 1 and 2. Ground ball back to the pitcher, and Martinez wants the lead runner. Stone gets a glove to it, but couldn't hold on to it. So Tigers now runners at 1 and 2. Here's the replay, and off balance, going the other way. Stone going the other way as well. Had to reach back for the ball. Seacombe with a chance here. 3-4 hitters, Diaz and Havas. And, well, Diaz, very first at bat in the Premier League, went 230 feet. Showing off she's got some tools. Attempts a running bunt. Be interesting to see if that call was a running bunt or a sack bunt. She was very late. She tried to surprise everyone. Maybe it was green light. She could do whatever. Try and catch the corners out.
Well, she was quick out of that box.
That one hits the outside edge for strike 2. So Martinez gets ahead of the count. Just what Walkerville need at the moment, because they've got 2 runners on Seacombe with none out. 3-4 hitters up to bat.
They're just pitching on the outside on her at the moment. All 3 have been out on the outside edge or just outside it to her. So,
well, you're not going to pull an outside pitch with power, are you? It's probably a safe place to go, knowing that she's already hit a home run this season. And then there's the change of direction, goes to the inside. Martinez just under a little early pressure here. Let's see how she gets out of this one. Ground ball is back to the pitcher. It's a slow one, but Gee, that was a good arm from Martinez. Fires it across for Mason for the first out. Runners do advance.
Yeah, she's advanced the runners, which was what she was out there to do. That ball just come up a little bit awkward there for Martinez, but she did get that gun arm straight over. I'm quite impressed with that arm. That's fast.
Took a while to get there, and then it rolled up her hand, but she fired it across a little off balance, and it was a great arm. Here's Becky Havas. If our old mate Lee was here, he'd be tempted to put this batter on to create the force. Havas, as we mentioned, made Team of the Year honours last year and a state under-23 representative. So I saw her in the cages during the pre-season while I was having a couple of workouts, and gee, she was hitting the ball well.
Yeah, I asked her about probably a month out from the start of the season when I saw her in there myself and said, how's it going? You're ready to go? You think you're in a good spot? And she said, oh, you know, it's coming out okay. And then a fortnight out, I asked her how she was going, and she said, yeah, I'm ready.
That one catches the outside edge and strike one.
Yeah, I think early in the season, you got two teams here that are going to be competitive here. So whilst it would be nice to put her on for the force, I think make her play it out early on.
Just battling a little bit here, Martinez, 3-1. And the aggressive nature of the hitter, Havas, we may see a green light here. She does go, pulls one foul. Full count with 2 runners aboard. Full count. 2 runners in scoring position for Seacombe's hit and RBI leader of last season. Base on ball. So Havas with a good turn at bat, loads the bases for a team. Timeout called, and Walkerville just want to have a chat about it here. We've got loaded bases, and it's early doors in the game here. They don't want to give up an early run, do they?
No, you don't want to. And, you know, they've loaded the bases, as you said. The fact that there's only the one out, I mean, it's the dangerous Reagan Diaz who it was that did get out, but she advanced the runners as she needed to. Loaded the bases up now, and Aroha Munro coming through. Brianne Lint, we know she had a few hits last year as well through the season. So some good power coming through in the lineup to try and advance these runners and get on the board early. Yeah,
it's a real solid middle order for Seacombe, isn't it? With Diaz, Havas, Munro, Lint, 3 through to 6 as well. So could be a little dangerous here for Walkerville because Munro pops up with hits when they count. One of those players feels like they've been around for ages. She grounds out to the pitcher, and they turn a double to get out of trouble. Walkerville with a great play. Martinez fires it home to Roberts for the fielder's choice, and then Roberts shoots it up towards first base for the double play. Here's the CMAX replay.
Yeah, a couple of good arms. We spoke about Martinez's throwing arm. It goes with the pitching. Sophie held it nicely on the plate and then let it release beautifully up the inside of the runner and got the double, which is definitely needed at that point.
For those scoring at home, it's the 1-2-3 double play.
Yeah, just learning how to count. I think that was a good get out there. Walkerville will be happy. They let a couple get on early. There was that little error from the throw over to second, which probably just caught Erin a bit behind with their momentum going to her right. They then put a runner on and loaded it up, but then had the confidence and control and were able to actually nail that double play just when they needed it to hold the runners from scoring. Come back out here at 0-all and have another crack in the second.
I'm just updating my scorecard, and it's 0-all at the end of the day. Gee, they had their chances, Seacombe, didn't they? They looked pretty good with the first 2 batters getting on, then advanced by Diaz, and unfortunately for the Tigers, their 4 or 5 hitters couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I think we you see a lot, especially in your national tournaments. You notice it a lot, but you also, if you're watching, monitoring the stats through the year, the teams that are leaving runners on bases are the teams that are generally getting rolled, but they seem to be getting the runners out there. So converting runners on base to scoring goes a long way to putting yourself in a good spot in the game.
Sophie Roberts will get things going for the Cats here in the top of the second inning. See Linda Martin coaching out there at first, probably getting some experience. She's rejoined the ranks of the under-18 coaching staff. So huge boost for our state under-18 girls, and of course had the honour of having the Shield was renamed for the Premier League competition to the Linda Martin Shield. One of the all-time greats of our game, and a deserved honour for Linda Martin, a softball SA Hall of Famer.
Yeah, fantastic achievement, and absolutely well deserved. That's the honour that she's got, and great to see her back out in the coaching ranks. She is going to be an absolute Bible of knowledge for the people in the under-18s team. The experience that they have in their coaching ranks in that team. In fact, across all our state teams this year, the state team committee been really good at getting some good applicants through and picking the right people for the right spots. As we see one there going on it really early, a bit of a change up, and she's just pulled it out over the left field fence there. Has Sophie Roberts.
Just curious, did Walkerville name Martin as a bench player? I'm sure she's still got it.
Yeah.
That's where you jump in with a quick one-liner like our old mate Lee.
Yeah, well, I can't think quick. That's my problem with that one. But definitely, if you saw the name pop up on the lineup, anyone in the crowd or anyone seeing that would be getting pretty excited, because the thought of her gracing our diamonds again in some shape or form would be an absolute honour to watch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Sophie Roberts just behind the count with a couple of foul balls. That's a low and inside pitch, not in her wheelhouse, but leaves that for a ball, 2-2 count. High for a ball, and for those waiting for an update at the Diamond 2 game, I do not have the eye score for the game, so I can't provide you anything just yet. So stick around for that one. The game will be finished at about 9 o'clock, so hopefully we'll give you an update then.
Interesting, only an innings and a half in. We're obviously seeing Reagan Diaz for the first time pitching here, and we've got obviously Chelsea Martinez on the Walkerville side pitching. Both pitchers pitching a lot of balls that aren't a long way off, so just wondering if they're finding the strike zone, finding their comfort zone here early. That's a great piece out to right field.
Opposite field hitting.
Foul.
Just goes foul. First base umpire Ian Gray had the best view in the house on that call. Let's have a look at the replay, the CMAX replay. Gee, she got her hands out there really well. Just robbed of a hit by about 5 centimetres.
Yep, that's 3 bases gone.
Easily.
Great piece off it though. She's thrown her hands at it late. It's just tailed off at the last second.
This one's inside. Jams her a little bit. It's going to be enough though, because Woodsy just got handcuffed on that second bounce, and the overthrow is going to allow Roberts to get to 2. So leadoff getting the job done, gets the ball in play, makes things happen, and Sophie Roberts on the replay pulled an inside pitch and just legged it out. Overthrow there allows her to get to 2.
Yeah, it just bobbles up a little bit on the shortstop at the last second. Probably a little kick at the end there that just put her off, and then she's tried to, I think, rush a throw over a bit and put a bit too much on the throw, and he just had to bite that one and let him have the second.
Jenny Gray back in the Walkerville lineup after a year off last year. Very handy hitter and can play either corner. Used to do a little bit of pitching in her junior days as well. was a state under 17 MVP back in 2019, if my memory serves me correctly. Right here at West Beach.
Yeah, looking to get a piece on this and advance that runner one way or another here. If they can get them round to third with only the one out, puts the pressure back on Seacombe, and we know exactly what Walkerville felt with that pressure when they had only one out and loaded.
Change of pace, just low, and we have been given an update for those keen to know. Glenelg versus Hills Heat. It's top of the fourth. Glenelg are leading 2 runs to 0. Beats out with pace, a pop-up back to the picture for the first out. Roberts remains at 2.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the information I've read on Reagan is she's not an express pitcher, but she has a good pace on her, that when they move around they can do some damage, and she obviously has a good change of pace as well on her. Starts off with a strike here against Steph Gall.
Nice piece of the ball from Gall. It goes high, out to left field in foul territory. Bianca Pash gets under it to take a good catch. And the Walkerville catcher stranded at 2. There'll be a catcher speed up. Let's have a look at the replay. Gee, she got under it.
Got under another one there, and that just kept tailing. You see Bianca Pash had to make a lot of ground out to her right, and at the last minute may have just overrun it slightly, but did a good job to realign the glove at the last minute. And going out there is Chelsea Robinson to put some speed into second for the catcher speed up.
Well, that is interesting. It is a correctable offence, but she is the 4th batter due up from here, so it's okay. Good on them if they can get away with it. 2 out, runner on 2, and Georgia Mason up to bat. Now, didn't she have a great Premier League debut season last year? She really made an impact. She was hitting the ball to the fence.
Yeah, she. I mentioned to you off the mic earlier that her first debut season last year was a bit of a mixed bag, but when she did connect with the ball, she can hit them a very long way and can be quite powerful with the upper body strength. So, be good to see what she can do in this second season of hers at the top level.
Level 8 umpire behind the plate. Damien McCauley is not falling for that one. It was framed pretty well from Lint, but a low pitch. And a ball, swing and a miss on the change-up though. So Diaz gets the job done. Seacombe have looked pretty good, except for maybe just that one little error there to lead off the inning. And Diaz gets the strikeout. That's her first of the night.
Yeah, it was a good strikeout there. I think she's, I mentioned before, there was a few balls they were just testing the zone areas. I think she is actually just finding a nice little rhythm going on there now, so she'll be starting to slot into a good spot. And on top of that, both teams have showed already that under pressure, with pressure situations with runners on and not many out, they've been able to fight back and hold runners at bay. So good start from both teams there, and we'll see what Chelsea Martinez can do now.
And speaking of Martinez, we'll hopefully get to know our American players throughout the year, and we do say hello to her folks if they're watching over in the States, and we don't mind if you tell us where you're watching from. We don't always get to the social media, but generally speaking, if we get an opportunity to, we'll say hello to you in the inning break. If you're watching from, well, from anywhere, even if you're watching from the stands, we'll say good day to you if you give us a shout out. Bree Lint to lead off the bottom half of the second inning. Starting off with a interesting stance there, showing bunt, pulling back, and Whatever works for you though, right, as a hitter?
Yeah, if it draws the eye in early. I don't know how much these two may have seen of each other before here, and it's always a bit of an unknown. Some of these international people that meet each other in other competitions, they come over here and they're still learning each other, or they're understanding each other a bit better than some others, but she's definitely just trying to get that focus in.
You see some batters do it with 2 strikes, but Lint did it from the first pitch, and she goes down on 3 straight pitches. So first strikeout at the end of last inning for Diaz, first strikeout to start things off in this inning for Martinez.
Yep, that was a lovely 3-pitch strikeout, that one.
Ashley Carr up to bat now for the Tigers. She's watched that first one through for a ball. Gets a piece of it, goes to the right side, a slow roller, and Stone gets there quickly and over to Mason for the second out.
That one there just coming right off the bottom end of the bat there and just dribbled its way out with nothing really on it, and Erin was able to attack it and get in early on the ball. Perfect the second out, and bringing up Georgia Tompkinson, the right fielder.
Martinez going straight back to that outside corner for a called strike. And ahead of the count, young Tompkinson. In the junior age groups for state team program.
It's a good initiation, this one.
Yeah, played a couple of games last year as well, from memory. Fouls this one off. And also played in the old format. What was it, the fully loaded format? Just pre-season cup. We didn't do that this year. Lots going on here at Softball SA. We hosted the Australian Masters games, and plenty happening. And Martinez will get a second strikeout for the inning and close out the second. And it's 0-0. Probably about just shy of 30 minutes, so a third of the way through the game. We've completed 2. Not many chances happening both sides of the scorecard. We saw a double play to end the first inning for Seacombe's batting inning, and other than that, the only other runner to get to scoring position was Sophie Roberts to lead off the second. So only a few chances so far in this game, Pete, but plenty more softball to go in this game.
That's right. I think these 2 pitchers, as I said, are now warming into it beautifully. They're finding their rhythm. They're finding the spots that the plate umpire's calling, which is going to help them. These batters are still looking, both teams, looking to be quite aggressive, looking to actually put bat on ball, which is making the counts go quickly, but they're getting a few fouled off as well. Would have been interesting if Sophie Roberts' ball had dropped in out at right field. She would have probably ended up on third and may have scored a couple of batters later. So a little bit of luck as well, which also very much helps in your game.
In the left-handed batting box, making her Premier League debut tonight, Maxine Saunders. A little bit of variation for the Cats lineup, having a lefty up the top in Maya and a lefty down the bottom in Saunders. Bit of an interesting fact for anyone who doesn't know, the Saunders family won our Rue Weaver Volunteer of the Year award a couple seasons ago, and Maxine played a big part of that, helping out at our tournaments and events. Her dad Jason, and of course the now famous Lee Saunders. All our tournaments, doesn't stop. She's a little ball of energy, isn't she, helping out?
She's incredible. I'm not sure there's a treadmill in the land that can go as quick as she can around the place. She absolutely moves from diamond to diamond at speed. Does things that just does it without asking, not needed to ask, she just does it. And the whole family's like that. We've seen Maxine through the canteen a bit recently in the Masters as well, so very good family to have around.
Yeah, giving back to the softball community. We love that. Here's Maxine, 2-2 count. Determined look on the face of Diaz. Saunders up the handle just a little. Patiently watching to a 4 count. This is an impressive debut plate appearance for Saunders. a nice piece. It's spinning, and she's going to beat this out for an infield single. Havas was on her heels with a full count, so not expecting a short ball, had to come in and get it. CMAX replay shows right here that even Havas couldn't, with a very strong arm, couldn't beat Saunders to the base, and an infield single for the debutante.
Yeah, the first little bounce there was a bit of backspin on it, and then it released on the second or third, and not sure if it picked up in the background, but I reckon we heard Lee cheering that runner up the line.
This one goes down. Erin Stone, another quick runner in the lineup for the Cats, advances Saunders to second, so sacrifice bunt. This is classic softball, isn't it? Runner gets on and bunt to move them around. Now you're up to the top of the order, and Chelsea Robinson.
I tell you what, that was a very nice bunt as well, dropped right in front of her feet.
Well, credit to the defense as well. It was good play from Bree Lint, just stopped short of the plate, and good play from Vergara to cover at first base. Now with Robinson up to bat, runner in scoring position here in the top of the third, second time through the lineup, so they've all had a look at Diaz. Robinson aggressively went after Diaz first pitch of the game, patiently. This turn at bat, couple of balls to start off the count.
Yeah, a few of the Walkerville girls actually got a really good look. They had some really good at-bats where they've got quite a few pitches into the count, so they've had a really good look at this pitcher now. Just taking one on the clip in the inside there, and she had the 2 balls up her sleeve, so she had a look at one.
Gets after this change of pace. It goes out to centre field. Saunders was on her bike, but when she saw it in the air, she had to hustle back, and she does. Great play out at centre field by Carr.
Yeah, got under it again, put it out deep, nearly dropped it actually. If we see there on the CMAX replay, she's caught it and then going to get it out of her hand and nearly dropped it. The runners that get back to second and was never going to get through to third. Brings back to the plate Hayley Mayer. One low there to start with for a ball. First at bat, had the ball that went over to Rosa Vergara at second and just did the little flick up for the second out of the first innings. She can find that gap out to right field to advance the runner, will give a nice little 1-3 split.
Called strike. You mentioned one batter ago, Pete, that the Walkerville batters were making Diaz pitch a lot of pitches, some going deep into the count. 40 pitches for her first 9 batters, so not bad from the Walkerville lineup to see some pitches.
And I think there would be some talk from the coach there, I'd imagine, as well, because, as I said, early days, both Walkerville and Seacombe's pitchers were just struggling to find the strike zone early, so they were just sort of making their move around the plate, but not quite clipping it, and Damien was making sure that they had to be in the zone to be called, so gave a little bit of confidence to a batter to sit and have a look for a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Diaz on the outside edge of the left-hand batter that was on the move as well, so some aggressive swings from Mayer. Let's have a look at the CMAX replay and see where this was located. Perfectly on the outside edge, and another strikeout for Diaz. That's her second of the night.
Yeah, she made a little move there, Hayley Mayer, in the box, like she was going to sort of shape to really open up her stance, and in doing so, they pitched one just a little bit wider, made her chase it, and she went after it, and unfortunately, for her, the pitcher reaped the rewards.
Well, 3 scoreless innings so far for Walkerville, and now Seacombe will go 9-1-2, so their chance to maybe take an early lead in this game.
Yeah, both teams so far leaving a couple of runners on base in their first couple of, first rotation pretty much of the lineup. So, as I said, good defensive plays here at the moment. We've got some really good pitching coming in now and lots of variation, which is good to see coming from the plate. It's not just powerhouse pitching, it's very good movement and very good variation in the speed.
First pitch swinging for Pash. She's pretty quick, but not quick enough to beat the throw of Chelsea Robinson. So 1 pitch and 1 out.
Yeah, again, just 1 hit in, came up nicely, chest tight for Chelsea, and you're not going to beat that arm. She's got a good arm on her from shortstop, really confident, big smile on her face now, and gone back to the top of the lineup now.
On the flip side, 40 pitches for Diaz, the first 9 batters, 28 for Martinez through the first 9. So Seacombe batters a little more aggressive, although there was 1 walk in that lineup. That was Becky Havis. Let's see Seacombe's lead off the game with an infield single. Bit of a mishit, and we thought maybe fair or foul, but stayed fair.
Yeah, that was one that just dribbled close, and she's checked her swing on that. It's going to fall in the gap, out to centre field, holds up at first. A lovely, lovely little bat. Just held her hands back on it. She was going a bit early and just managed to just get the contact, and the speed of the pitch was enough to push the ball straight out over the shortstop head and just landed in the triangle nicely.
Second hit of the game for Mutsi on the CMAX replay. And if you want to help Advanced Tomorrow's Healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. Up to $4,000 for 8 days work. CMAX. Well, pick off attempt. She's way off the base, but Mutsi gets back safely. I think Mason was down for the short play.
Yeah, she was sort of going there, and then I think there may have been a bit of a miscommunication in the call, whether the batter's gone the wrong shot or whether the runner thought she was meant to be going. She got a long way off and changed her mind.
Yep, safe was the call, and Roberts, like a cat, she plays for the Cats, like a cat behind the plate. She fired that up to first base, and may have been a little unlucky not to get the pick off, but nevertheless, Vergara 1-1. Let's see on first, and fouls this one off. That one looked like it came in a little quicker from Martinez.
Yeah, that one was moving a little bit faster. Obviously don't have the speed on them here tonight, but just the ball flight through the air looked a little bit quicker. So, as I said, both pitchers probably finding their rhythm.
Well, it would be both their first times playing on this diamond, and they are pitching off a mat this season. Vergara pops this one up, and gee, Mutsi was in no man's land, wasn't she? A pop-up like that, you can't do anything but stay tagged up, because you'll get run out. Vergara just got jammed a little, and it could take there from Mason.
It was a good take from Mason. She's come across in front of the shortstop. Aaron was coming in, but cleared out the way, let the first base have it, and as you said, it's very difficult when you're on first there as a runner as to where you go.
Great shot opposite field from Diaz. Saunders does well with a great arm. She's going to be run down. Oh, Jenny Gray was low. Mutsi looking to avoid here in the rundown. She'll get tagged out diving into third. Plenty of action happening here at West Beach. Maxine Saunders, what a great throw.
That was a fantastic field. She's just picked it up nicely, got really down low at her feet, had a little fumble, but got back on it quick, got the throw in nicely to Chelsea Robinson.
Cut perfectly.
Threw it over to Jenny Gray. She's lobbed it then back into Chelsea, who's then put the puffed the cheeks and had a blow and thrown it nicely to the end to Chelsea Martinez. And I'm going to call that a 9 to 6 to 5 to 6 to 3.
1.
A 1, sorry,
Martinez,
1. Yeah, 1.
Martinez
yeah, the end.
made the play. And of course, our all-star scoring crew to our left would have had that as well. Sue Norris and Julie Priest colouring the circles tonight. There's the CMAX replay with Martinez laying the tag and making the third out. This might be the momentum change that the Cats needed, and it came from their debutante. What a great play from Saunders. A great arm. She's hit the cutoff. She got the ball in quickly, gave her team an opportunity to make that third out when the Tigers are threatening. 2 runners on board with their number 4 hitter coming up to bat.
Yeah, look, that was a pivotal moment actually in the play there. That could have changed everything. It was a lovely hit out there. It was interesting to see because also Reagan Diaz managed to lob herself onto second, saw the runner coming back and thought, well, I best get back to first now. But if you're going to impress Linda Martin in the coach's box, that's the way to do it. She had a big smile on her face seeing that cut thrown perfectly.
Top of the 4th, Chelsea Martinez to lead things off, and First pitch swinging. It's a single out to left field, and both pitchers helping their own causes, getting hits for their side. A single out to left field.
Yeah, that was a lovely piece. She's absolutely creamed that nicely. Came through at a good height. She's kept it down. She's got it safely out to left field and made her way to first. And as you said, both pitchers now getting hits and getting bat on ball, which is good for the offensive side, and they're trying to do it in the middle of themselves.
Yeah, Sophie Roberts now the new hitter. Now, so much happening. I was just going to say to my producer that was play of the night so far, so maybe one worth watching later on. And you can catch all the highlights on the Softball SA Facebook page, you know, a couple of days after each game. But new look as well for the Spacequake graphics. Love it. The vintage SA, the piping shrike is a more modern look, and Spacequake Sports just step up their game year after year, don't they? It's their 8th year with Softball SA.
8th year and getting better every year, these guys. They got it down pat now, I reckon. Strikeout
looking. So Diaz, after giving off a lead-off single, fires back with a strikeout, her 3rd.
Yeah, good pitching there. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with what we're seeing out of the middle so far here, as we see.
Saw it on the replay. The knees just buckled in Roberts, so a great change-up from Diaz.
Yeah, and Damien McCauley taking every opportunity to put the acting into his punch out there.
Bit of TV time for the Blue. Gray looks to bunt to advance the runner and fouls it off. She'll get another attempt.
Martinez was well and truly off then as well. She made it almost a second, so they knew the play, just didn't quite execute.
Pulls out of the bunt on that occasion. It was out of the zone, so a 1-1 count. So good eyes on the hitter now. Gray can hit for power. She can put the ball into the alley as well. So look for Martinez to get on the move here. Gets the bunt down. It stays fair. Diaz is quick. Fields the ball after she's pitched it. Fires it across to first for the second.
Yeah, good play there. Pitcher doing a bit of work, and as you said, she's quick getting in off the pitch. She follows up nicely. She's straight in there. Everyone else is out my way, and just a nice little flick over to Rosa Vergara. Runners advance, 2 out though, so they're going to have to do a bit of work to bring him home.
What I saw in that replay is that the Seacombe defense were just on the move perfectly. The corners charging the ball, the pivots covering their bases. It was beautiful to watch in that replay if you get another chance to see it. But Diaz doing the fielding on that occasion.
Both defensive teams are doing really well here. We've had a couple of runners on where they've been able to hold them, and a lot of it is coming from good fielding in the outfield, good throwing into cuts, really being alert in the infield and making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, and their mistakes haven't been costly. Not like, unlike Saturday where it was Belinda White, I think, her first at-bat. She popped up, the ball was dropped by the Seacombe catcher, new catcher tonight. And then the next pitch looked really close. Could have been a strikeout, could have gone either way. And then she just made you pay after that. You give her 2 lives and she's going to take full toll. She hit a 2-run double, I think, and really broke. No, she tied the game at that point because Seacombe actually got off to a good start. So, yeah, so mistakes not costly at this point.
Absolutely. The runner there goes across, and she has beaten the throw from the catcher. So Martinez with speed gets across the third there, slides in under the...
Pitcher speed up rule with 2 out. Not compulsory, it's optional, and it's Chelsea Robertson. She took off, had a half a hesitation, but was able to make it. She's quick.
So quick, I didn't even see her go out there for the speed up.
Steph Gould fouls this one up. Yeah, so for those that don't know, the new WBSC rules allow not only a catcher speed up, which is a compulsory change, but also pitcher speed up, which is an optional change. Just keep the game moving a little bit. It's a good idea. Protect the pitchers. All just jammed and fouls this one off. And I mentioned the WBSC, and obviously cause for celebration for the sport, and the world body were able to campaign to get back into the Olympics. Great to see our sport back in the big dance, LA 2028. Still got a 5-year wait, but very exciting news.
This is huge information. Fantastic to see. We've getting back in there. You know, we've got the team off to the World Cup next year, the Women's World Cup next year.
In Italy? Yep.
In Italy, they're qualified through. Had a bit of a moment there through qualifications, but they came good when it was needed. They're going to head off to that, and then they're going to roll into the the Olympics after that.
Diaz with yet another strikeout. She's ended the last 3 innings with a strikeout, and her tally goes up to 4 now in 4 innings. Another look on the replay, and
another change of pace.
Change of pace, yeah, there you go. A little bit of a weapon there. We saw the Port Adelaide pitcher Liz Engler on the opening broadcast for the Premier League season was using her change-up as a weapon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing with these pitchers. They come over, they have multiple different little things in their back pocket that they can throw around, and when you got as many as they've got, it's very hard to know what they're throwing. And having a look, James, I'm wondering if this is a bit of an audition for you for maybe the Channel 7 softball commentary team heading to 2028. Any chance?
Well, Bill Woods did such a good job for the Tokyo Olympics. I'm sure they can't... surely they won't give him another chance. Anyway, good on you, Bill. He's been a legend of sports commentary as well, but just thrown in the deep end with a sport that he didn't know much about. But let's get back to the action, mate. Becky Havas is the leadoff batter for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th. Seacombe will bat second in the last inning unless they are ahead. 90-minute games. And we're halfway through. We will not start a new innings if there's less than 5 minutes to go on the timer. So the 85-minute mark is the first warning, and then the 90-minute mark is where we call time and game.
Away we go, and we could get a full game in here, James.
Yeah, well, we are halfway through, middle of the 4th, 45 minutes in. So we're on track here to see 7.
And I see, just had a quick little look, there's a little bit of chitter-chatter on the commentary, on the live stream tonight. So anyone out there is seeing...
Great take at third from Jenny Gray. She would have had to adjust the eyes a little bit because it was a high pitch in the zone that Havas went for. She pulled the ball and had to take a shoestring catch low on the ground to her left. Good, great catch from Gray.
Yeah, great attention there. She was right over the top of the ball and pulled her hands down quickly on it. Pulled it hard and down, and Jenny was just ready to go there in the pocket.
Munro for her second plate appearance. Yeah, we'll get to the social medias in the inning break, Pete, I reckon.
There's a few there saying where they're from and having a chat, so if you've got any questions or anything they want to throw in there, load it up.
Ground ball to short. Robinson charges it. She has a little bit of time to get the grip. She had a look as well. Fires it across for out number 2.
She's so quick out of there, and that gave her all the time in the world to control the throw. Making sure she had the ball, had it comfortable, and balanced herself up for the throw. Gave her all the time in the world. Well done there.
Great leader of this club. Couple of premierships as well. National champion in under-19s, national champion in open women's. Been in and out of the Aussie squad for the better part of a decade, Chelsea Robinson. There's another change up there from Martinez on Bree Lint.
See Bree's back around again doing the shaping early. She did that the first time.
Gets a piece of the ball, ground ball to Robinson with a great pickup. Fires it across to Mason for the third out. So making quick work of it here, both teams. CMAX replay. You're not going to beat Robinson with a ball like that. And if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. We're through 4, mate. Hit us up. What do you got there on social media?
Yeah, as I said, there's plenty of people making commentary in here. We've got a person called Eric Bowner who said it's his first time caller, a long time listener, watching from the Hobo Johnson concert. I don't even know who Hobo Johnson is. Josh Goodwin said we're giving him something to watch on night shift, so obviously quiet at work. Kaz Bevan says hello from Orange in New South Wales. Rosie Jackson supporting Max. Awesome commentary from Melissa Bristow. Josh Goodwin loving your work, James. Claire Newland also supporting the person having their first game, Maxine Saunders. Mark Armstrong saying he's a Seacombe Softball Club fan from Sydney. Seeing some SA leading the way with live softball in Australia from Sandra Partridge. Jill Williams says hello, got the live streaming of the game. And also Mark Armstrong saying thanks to the Tigers for their great hospitality earlier in October. And of course our under-18 coach just keeping an eye on a bit of talent on the diamond. Karen Dale's now watching.
Yeah, legend of the Walkerville team as we see Diaz finalise her warm-ups. Yeah, great to see everyone, the folks, come back for another season of live softball action. And of course we'll miss our old mate Lee Hull, his funeral Thursday next week. So check the Softball SA Facebook page for the funeral details. We'll miss our old mate. And speaking of our friends here, Anthony Weatherstone back fine and fit again. We'll see him behind the mic in a couple of weeks' time, I reckon. So get well soon to our mate Anthony. Georgia Mason to get things going here. It is the 5th inning. We're up to about a 7 in the Walkerville lineup. Just having a second look, and we're in the 5th. So both teams defensively sound so far.
Yeah, both teams very defensively sound. As you said, there's been a few runners get on base early, but the defensive and the pitching efforts have come right back. Both pitchers got a good change up of speed here, which is just playing havoc at the moment. Neither team really have a lot to bring on. I think both have maybe got one on the bench available for them. So as far as change-ups, I don't think we're going to see a lot. So it's basically up to the 9 that are out there for each team to make something happen here.
Yeah, I think both pitchers have settled in nicely and got through the first 4 innings. Only a blowout would probably see a change. We know Seacombe's pitcher is Araham Munro. She's over at first base, and I would say Walkerville's backup plan would be their centre fielder, Hayley Mayer. Mason fouls this one off to the right side.
Yeah, you're right. There's opportunities there for other people, but I think at the moment the two pitchers are doing a cracking job, and it's just a battle of nutrition at the moment as to who can last the game out early in the season. And you know, these players that have come over from America, and the ones we've got, they're as fit as they come. So elite athletes in our Premier League here.
Again, right side for Mason. She's got to beat this one out. As Georgia Tonkinson was right on it. She had a crack at the old 9-3, but Mason will get the 3rd hit of the game for the Cats.
Yeah, just outside of the left-hand reach there, Rosa Vergara at second, got through the gap. Well placed out to right field and beats the throw. And Gray stretches the arms out and says, "You're safe," and brings back to the box the debutant Maxine Saunders.
High for a ball. Saunders shows bunt. Pete looking down at the scorecard. Walkerville in the 2nd inning had their leadoff reach second. In the 3rd, their leadoff infield single. In the 3rd, Martinez hit a hard ball out to left field. In the 5th, Georgia Mason leadoff with a single to right field. So 4 chances with the leadoff reaching base for Walkerville. Now it's the first gamer, Saunders, with the job of advancing the base runner.
She was really patient in the box at her first at-bat as well before getting that one down low, spinning out to Becky Havis at 3rd and making her way up. The interesting thing is Erin Stone first time round laid that beautiful bunt and made the sacrifice. So if they can advance the runner here without any loss, that's a good handy bat coming in.
Will go down swinging this time, Saunders, and there's one out with that runner on first. Erin Stone will come to the plate, and Diaz has 5 strikeouts.
Yes, patient in there, Diaz. She's making them earn it. The batter's making her earn it, but she's coming back with them when she needs them. And
Stone attempts the bunt, goes foul. Will reset, and I think both teams can sense it, can't they? That this is a key out in the game, or a key play in the game, I should say, because Walkerville can advance the runner. They've got the lead-off Chelsea Robinson with her third plate appearance to bring in the runner. But if Seacombe can hold here, they'll improve their chances of getting out of this inning yet again after the lead-off gets on base.
yeah, we saw the nice piece from Chelsea last innings out to centre field where she got caught. You know, if they can get the runner into a scoring position, even if there's 2 out, they'll probably back Chelsea to get bat on ball again. If she doesn't get hit in the batter's box.
Stone just fouling that one off, keeping herself alive. She's behind in the count, so you don't like to leave those ones to chance. Take the decision out of the umpire's hands. She fouls it off and stays alive. Lives to face another pitch. Lint and Diaz working pretty well together here. That one just getting away from both the pitcher and the catcher, but the runner stays put.
I think that was a bit of a change up of pace that stuck in the hand a little bit. It hung up a bit high and outside, and Bree Lint had to make some good move or good ground.
Great change of pace and automatic out as a runner occupying first. So back-to-back strikeouts for Diaz after she gave up a lead-off single. Strikeout number 6.
Yep, they're doing nicely, these pitchers. We're seeing some good stuff, and I hope the other Premier League clubs are watching, because they've got a lot in their locker.
Robinson aggressive after the first one. Swing and a miss, and Georgia Mason stranded on first at the moment.
Yeah, nice piece to start the innings out to right field, split the gap of first and second, and
now that change up is just coming out perfectly. It is getting every batter because it is around the mark as well. Some change ups from some pitchers are low and out of the zone or high with less control than their other pitchers, but she seems to have it on a string at the moment. Diaz. Robinson fouls that one off. Here's another look.
Oh, magic. You can't sit and look at that, and you commit to the shot early, and that's the thing. At her pace, you have to commit, and if they're in the area and it's got that change of pace, you really fall down.
Diaz like that one. Lint not so much, and Robinson just stayed away from that one outside. So Diaz just confirming there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another change up, but Robinson fouls it off. So she's seen something that triggered that one to be able to make better contact. Maybe it's just elite hands. She's been a champion of this competition for a while now.
Yeah, and first couple of at-bats were pretty quick for her. Only a couple of pitches both times, so sticking out a bit longer this time, and there it is.
Line drive deep to centre field. It's going to go all the way to the fence. One bounce, and Georgia Mason's getting wound around. Robinson's quick. She gets held up at third. A stand-up triple. Breaks the duck egg, and Walkerville are on the board.
Absolutely. That was a lovely shot. She got onto that. It was right in her hitting zone. She's picked it early, as we see here on the CMAX replay. Powerful out to the outfield. One bounce into the fence. Got a little bit difficult to pick up, a bit dewy out there maybe. She's got herself around a third and absolutely did that comfortably with a couple of claps of the hands and bringing home the runner in Georgia Mason. That is the first run of our game.
There's Mason coming around, scoring the first run of the game. She led off this inning with a line drive out to right field. There's Chelsea Robinson just sucking in a couple of big ones there because she got all the way around to third. She was on her bike. She may have had a chance at home, but Coach Stansfield held her up at third, probably rightly so. Becky Havas had it not long after she made it to third, but first RBI of the game goes to Robinson, who's seen Diaz the 3 times now, buckled on the change up a little bit. Absolutely smashed the faster pitch. And Vergara will do the fielding across to Munro to end the 5th inning, but it's Walkerville who have got off the mark first. Here's the CMAX replay of the final out of the inning, and Chelsea Robinson just in lights again.
Well, I said that her previous at bat, she put that ball out nicely out to centre field, who was able to sit under it beautifully and hold it, but she got a piece on that one. She's seen quite a few pitches. She doesn't really like those change-ups. She's just getting rid of them and getting them out the way. Finally got one at her pace, right in her slot, picked it early, and she just powered through it nicely. Got the connection that she wanted. It sounded perfect off the bat, all the way out to the fence, and with her speed, she was not getting any less than the 3 bases. As he said, potential could have gone home, but the ball was in the hands of Havas, and you're not going to take on that arm and potentially be your 3rd out when you can sit there and have another chance at a run of bringing you home.
Well, we've just ticked over the hour, so Walkerville with the advantage in this game, 1-0. They had a close one against Glenelg Rebels on the weekend, a 1-1 draw. The Glenelg Hills game should have wrapped up around about now, so hopefully we'll get an update soon on the score of that game for those interested. And Martinez will continue the work for the Cats. Much taller frame than Diaz. Bit of a pocket rocket, Diaz, I reckon, and Martinez with those long levers. Carr pops it up to the right side, and Aaron Stone underneath it takes a catch for the first out.
Yep, just went after it, got under it, put it up in the air. Aaron Stone did a few little dances of the feet, but in the end almost came back to where she started and caught it nicely. Maxine Saunders made a few steps in thinking it was hers in the outfield, but just planted up nicely for Aaron.
Georgia Tompkinson, one of a couple of teenagers in this lineup for the Tigers. The other one follows her in the batting order, Bianca Pash, in the on-deck circle. Gets a nice piece, but that player again, Aaron Stone, stays low, makes a good play, 2 out.
Yeah, she's had, she's been in the play a little bit, Aaron Stone. She's had a couple of balls that have come to her in the field, 1 in the air and 2 on the ground. She's perfected it nicely. She's put down the nice bunt, so she's having a good game as well.
We often talk about 7, 8, 9 hitters on the broadcast, Pete, and generally speaking, if you can get a good contribution from the 3 hitters at the bottom of the order, you'll go a long way to getting your team, or at least putting them in contention for the game. And it was Georgia Mason, the 7 hitter for Walkerville, that led off the top of this 5th inning with a single. She has scored the solitary run of the game. Batters 7, 8 and 9 for Seacombe so far. 5 plate appearances, retired 5 times.
And you're right, your 7, 8, 9, if they can get on, your top ones, you're expected to then be able to get them round. And when you've got someone of the ability of Chelsea Robinson at the top leading off for Walkerville, she's going to advance runners where she can. Hayley Mayer's got the ability to do that. Chelsea Martinez, we've seen, had a nice hit out to left field earlier, so their top 3 are good. Sasha Mulzi's had an absolute cracking start to the game. Regan Diaz has got on in her 2nd at bat after popping the first one straight to the pitcher. So at the end of the day, you know, the top ends are doing it for both teams. Their bottom ends have just got to get themselves on so they can push them around.
Result has come through from Diamond to Glenelg. 5-0 winners over the Hills Heat. That actually puts Glenelg into top spot. Bianca Pash fouls that one off. It's only very early on in the 23-24 season. Glenelg with 2 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 points. Port Adelaide and Sturt, 1 game, 1 win each, 2 points. Walkerville, 1 game, 1 draw, 1 point. All other teams yet to get off the mark, including Seacombe. 4 to 8 against Sturt. They put in a pretty good performance, but like we mentioned earlier, that some mistakes were pretty costly for them. But well done to Glenelg, sitting top. Nice pitch, but an even better eye from Bianca Pash to stay alive. The count will go full as the two Chelseas share a smile. 2 out, bottom of the 5th. Still plenty of time left. Foul and into the foot of the hitter.
They're good at bat here. She's had, well, now she's had 3 fouls, or 1 dead ball and 2 fouls, and full count. So she's making the most of it in the box. She's making this pitcher really earn this this out.
Base on balls, Bianca Pash. And we will get around to the top of the order for the Tigers.
Yeah, so Sasha Woodsy, as you said, she's had a single, a bit of a hit to third and shot out to centre field. She'll need to advance them round. Then Rosa Vergara and Regan Diaz are going to have to bring these runners home to try and even it up.
Just getting interrupted by Major League prospect Jack O'Loughlin, and the strikeout queen herself, Jade Peterson, just let me know that she struck out 10 tonight. So
just 10.
Just a lazy 10 in their 5-0 win. Pash will get to 2. Ball gets away from Roberts, and a runner in scoring position now for the Tigers. They're looking to get one back.
And as I said, Sasha's had a good start to the game, so you know, a repeat of her last shot out to centre field would bring her run home. So looking to do the same. She's being patient in the box, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Chelsea pitch a fair bit in here, and it's working.
Just cranked that one up a little, didn't she? Came in a little quicker from Martinez to go ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and let's see now, making a slight 2-strike adjustment. Will go down swinging, runner stranded for the Tigers, and a nice little comeback from Martinez after giving up a walk to the 9-hitter. As I look at the CMAX replay, and that strikeout just drops off the table, doesn't it?
It does. I think she was Sasha was just trying to get bat on ball. She shaped herself around just to make contact, and probably in doing so just forced the arms through a little bit weak, and ball dropped off, and she wasn't able to follow it.
Just the 3rd strikeout for Martinez, and we've got 6 on the other side of the card for Diaz. About 22 minutes to go. Top of the 6th inning, so a quick one here. We'll see us go through 7. If it is tied after 7 innings and there is enough time to go, so more than 5 minutes remaining, we could go into a tiebreaker. Runner starts on 2nd, but at the moment it is Walkerville with the advantage, and they're at their 3-hitter in the lineup, and Chelsea Martinez, there she is on screen.
Yeah, she's had 2 good hits. She's had the one out to centre field that went flied, and then she's had the nice piece out to left field that split short and third. So she's had a couple of good at-bats. She's seen the pace of the pitch. She'll be looking to get herself on.
Aggressive on her 3rd time round. She had a single to lead off the 4th inning, Martinez.
Yeah, they'll be going for their, this will be their 4th innings in a row where the lead-off has got themselves on, so.
Change up. Havas waits for it, fires it across, and in time. So Martinez looked like she had a chance, didn't she, on the replay? Good play from Havas. She had that momentum, taking her body towards first base after that one sort of hung over the line. A couple of steps and fires it across for the 1st out.
Yeah, well played there by Becky. She made sure she had the ball and had it right in her hand before she let the throw go. It was good balance and got there just in time.
Sophie Roberts up to bat now, and a great angle from the team at Spacequake Sports on the CMAX replay. And if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. Actually heard a fair bit of advertising for CMAX on the Triple M network.
Yeah, look, they're definitely a very handy corporate entity to have and to be involved with softball in South Australia, which is fantastic.
Oh, smoking hit there from Roberts, and Munro got a glove to it, couldn't hold on to it. It was a sharp chance, and Roberts is aboard. CMAX replay just tipped the glove. She took a lot of pace off it as well, but it was a powerful shot opposite field from Roberts.
Safe hit out to right field there from the scorers. It was absolutely a power hit. It was very difficult to get to. She did really well to even get back the glove to it. So green's gone in the book. Nice bunt here to the pitcher. Gets the out over at second. Just in time, holds the lead runner out, and the Jenny Gray makes her way up to first. Tried to advance Sophie Roberts there, but
nothing wrong with that bunt, Pete, but it's Diaz just like gets in there real quick, fires it across. So she's speedy on the feet, and she's got a great strong arm as well, able to make that play. CMAX replay, and Mutsi right there on the spot. 2 out, runner still at first.
Yeah, been very impressive, Regan Diaz. Not only just her pitching, but in the field, she's had a few good throws where she's got in quick on the bunch. She's participating in them. She's not relying on first and third. She's getting in quick. She's getting low, getting the ball and getting rid of it really, really fast. And her overarm goes as quick as her underarm. So, you know, I wouldn't be trying to take her on too much. She's got a good arm on her.
Well, it's not uncommon for an American to win our Best and Fairest award, and she's got off to 2 great games. Got off to a great start with 2 great games in her Premier League debut season. She hit a 2-run shot in the first game against Sturt on Saturday, and tonight she's thrown 6 strikeouts and just given up the 1 run. Look at the goods for the Tigers is Diaz.
Yeah, she's quick around the diamond as well. Even on the bases when she's got on, she's moved herself around with some good speed, which is good to see. She's comfortable to say that I class her quite an elite player, and it's great to have her here in our competition. And speaking to us, one of the Seacombe players before the game, they were mentioning how she's brought a lot of energy and a lot of positive vibes to the team, and the team feel really good with her around. So great to have Brianne and Regan as a part of the Seacombe lineup this year. That I know that these young ones there and a few of the older ones will also enjoy having them around.
Full count runner will go with 2 outs. Gall gets a piece of the ball. It will go foul to the right side. Will reset. The speed up runner for the catcher is Jenny Gray. So she will be taking off on the pitch yet again with this full count and 2 outs. Steph Gall has had a couple of nice pieces tonight, but hasn't got it in fair territory just yet. That's a walks. Great at bat there from Gall, and we'll see the youngster Georgia Mason already has a hit next to her name in this game.
Yeah, last at bat was a nice piece, got out between just to the left of Rosa Vergara and split second and first, and ground balled it out to right field, made herself up to first, and then a bat like that again here is going to bring a run home, you'd think.
First pitch swinging to the backhand of Munro, but she's all over it. Stays low on that ball. Good solid backhand from the first base player, and that will retire the Walkerville threat. There's the CMAX replay. Good play there from Araha Munro.
Yeah, as that came up the bat, you just see Araha, she actually started to move as if she was going to the base, and then realised that it was actually her ball to field. Had to make a quick stop, move back, pick up the ball, and then tapped her base, and she's looking pretty comfortable up there at first. She's looking good, so gives the opportunity to be a bit more flexible with your variations through the infield, and obviously putting Becky over to third with that arm as well was a very handy acquisition to have over there. So see what Walkerville if they can hold Seacombe now. They've failed to get that run home there, and they hold the 1-0 lead. But Seacombe have got ability with the bat, and they're coming into a nice piece of their lineup with Rosa Vergara, Regan Diaz, and Becky Havis as the next 3 at bat.
Well, when you write a lineup as a coach, you're putting a lot of emphasis on the hitters 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next 4 hitters for the Tigers, you think if they're going to get the job done tonight, it's going to be these 4 hitters. So it has to be this inning for the Tigers, with time running out as well. Still about 14 minutes of time to go. So a short inning will see us go through to the 7th. But if the Tigers can have a long inning here, you think their chances of winning the game are pretty good. They haven't scored yet, but you never know. Here we go, ground ball. Martinez will do the fielding. We've already seen that arm tonight. She fires it across for the first out. So 2 pitches for the first one. Here's the CMAX replay.
Yeah, got over nicely, covered the ball, and just had to be nice and controlled with that throw. She was able to do that, and she's got an arm that gets it there comfortably anyway. So picked up the first out. They need to work through these next 2. I'd imagine Walker will be hoping they can put them away without a run scoring here, or at least getting on base.
Well, Martinez threw a 1-all draw against Glenelg on Saturday. So in what, 13 innings of work so far, or 12, 13 innings of work so far, just given up the 1 run in 2 games here, Martinez.
Yeah, she's been impressive, as I said, early on the first innings or 2. The pitchers took just a little bit to find their zones and find their spots, but they've done that now, and they've really made the batters work for it. We've obviously seen a nice piece from Chelsea Robinson, but aside from that, it's been fairly even playing field when it comes to the defensive team. It's just being a little bit more on top. But
yeah, that's a good point, Pete. Just the 3 strikeouts for Martinez, which means that the defense behind Walkerville have been solid. Diaz watches that one through for a called strike on a 3-0 count.
Yeah, she's still ahead in the count here, but she's going to need to get herself up to a base somehow here.
Dead ball. Well, she's going to try and leg it out, but gee, I thought that came off the toe of the hitter, but she didn't complain. Oh, she's pointing now. Well, she's now asking the third base umpire. Now, I thought it was. The replay may have shown it. Better not speak too loud. Here is Jenny Gray on the CMAX replay. Fires it across for the first out. So Diaz was just doing the right thing. If she could beat it out, she probably would have taken it. She got called out, or thrown out, so she wants the question asked.
She's pretty confident it's hit her here, and I don't know if we've got a replay at all that we can get back of her from somehow down the first base line.
Well, it definitely bounced in the batter's box. Whether or not it hit the batter or not is what the umpires are discussing at the moment. So here's another look.
It looks like it might have hit the inside of her foot is what she's saying, and that replay's close to it, but umpires have had a little chat and they've said, nope, couldn't make call of it, so we've got the out of 5-3 for the second out.
Well, got to do a better job of selling it as the batter. I reckon you've got to hit the ground, you've got to roll around, you've just got to sell it a little bit better if you've got the dead ball. But all said and done now, Becky Havis up to bat. There's 2 out. And there's still plenty of time to go another inning if there's an out here. Hard shot to the right side, pierces the gap. Saunders has a little look at the 9-3 play, but Becky Havis has herself a single.
Yeah, nice piece there. Again, squeezing the gap between second and first. All the way along the ground out. Maxine's picked it up and let it rip in, having a crack for the 9-3 for the third out. Well played by Sophie to be backing that up. And Becky finds herself at first. The Roha Munro is up to the batter's box now. She's had a couple of outs hitting to infield both times.
Well, Munro now tasked with moving Havis, but also getting herself safe with 2 out.
Yeah, an important time here. As you said, you know, we've got through that top part of the lineup for Seacombe now, so they really need to make the most of Becky being out there if they're going to bring her home. If we do get through another innings you're looking like going into that 6, 7, 8, 9 with a bit to get to before we get back to the top. In saying that, this middle order could do anything. Again, goes up 3 balls, no strikes in the count, so she's well in favour here. She's got to be looking to do something, but has the issue that there's already the 2 out, so she can't just go wildly at something and put it in the air.
Low for a ball, 4-ball walk for Munro. Runners advance to second. Timeout is called. We're at the 80-minute mark. The catcher, Brie Lint, is the batter in the on-deck circle, so she's removing her catcher's pads, and we're going to see a pinch runner. Sigrid Schumacher comes in, so 22 out, 66 in. So a little bit of speed on the bases now for the Tigers. We've got Havas on 2, and bit of a shimmy from Munro. Pretty happy.
Bit of a shimmy. She didn't do much but stand there. She just got to watch 4 go over the plate. She's proud of it.
She got on base. She advanced the runner. Well done to other half Munro. She's got the moves. Lint goes first pitch, fouls it off.
Now, we know Lint has got a lot of power and she's got a lot of upper body strength. She can, if she gets connection on a ball here, it could go out to the outfield. She can get it safe. You've got 2 with speed on bases here. Could flick it to 2-1.
A man that used to sit to my left used to come up with some pretty outlandish.
It takes skill to do that as well.
Yeah, predictions of games, but the thing is, he got them right a lot of the time, didn't he?
Again, we're getting lots of pitches here. We're getting a lot deep, or very deep in the pitch count now for them, making Chelsea have to put them down in a position where they're going to have some form of contact with the ball, or the batter's actually got to make some form of strike at the ball here.
Lint ahead of the count, 2-1. Gets a nice piece of the ball. It's away from the centre fielder. It hits the fence just to the left, or our right of the MC Sportswear side. The runner from first. Schumacher's got to score, and Seacombe take the lead. Brie Lynn, a stand-up triple. We've got a new Nostradamus in the house here. Pete Williams, CMAX replays. You got all of it.
Oh, the man's watching. He heard me and he made it happen, I tell you. That was a cracking piece, straight out over centre field. You've got to be happy with that. Got her legs right around there, slid herself into third, stood up and just watched the 2 go over the plate in front of her. And as I said, Seacombe now flicked it, 2-1.
Wow, Seacombe take the lead in this ball game with about 2 minutes to go before any new inning. You want to see something interesting. Diaz is the catcher speed up. She's the pitcher. And there is a pitcher speed up rule, but it is not compulsory for the pitcher, so it's just optional. So you got some wheels there on third. You'd think anything loose, she'll be looking to score to add some insurance. The job now, Ashley Carr, see a few pitches. About 1 minute until the warning of no new innings.
Oh.
Up and in, and Carr does well to avoid that one. This might buy the Tigers some time. They need a quick out right here, right now, the Cats.
Yeah, I'd love to see a replay of that. Look at that. The gymnastics movements, she has just gone flat on her back. How she hasn't hit her head?
Swing and a miss there for Carr. Wow, with 2 out. Becky Havas singles to the right side. Munro takes a 4-ball walk. Brie Lynn puts a charge into one and scores 2. This at bat might get the job done here for the Tigers. 9:25 just ticks over on the iPhone. It's not my time though that we're on. It's the plate umpires. Martinez gets the batter swinging. Do we have time for one more?
He's looked at the watch. He's got a smile. He's looking at the umpires, and they're saying,
going
hurry
again.
up.
So we get the signal. There is still 5 minutes remaining. It's got to be less than 5 minutes for no new innings. So Macaulay, we're going 7. There's that change-up strikeout from Martinez. That's a 4th strikeout of the night. We've got a ball game. Seacombe Tigers 3 outs away from their first win of this season.
We are going regulation. We are seeing a re-entry here, I'm assuming. I'd say Aroha Munro's sliding herself back in and Schumacher goes back to the bench. I tell you what, James, what would you rather be doing on a Wednesday night? What a cracking match to be watching. I'm absolutely taken by what we're seeing. We're seeing 2 really, really good good pitching matches in the game here. Both of these imports have been fantastic. We're seeing really strong defence, and when it's needed, the bat is going on ball, and it is absolutely going creaming out to the fence. So this is what we need. They're
going toe-to-toe, these 2 teams. It was an arm wrestle through the first 5 before Walkerville scored. It was a triple from Chelsea Robinson that scored the youngster in Mason to break the game open. It was 1-0, and then from nowhere, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, Seacombe have brought in 2. Maxine Saunders is batting 8 for Walkerville. She switched over to the right-hand side, so switch hitting youngster who led off the 3rd inning in the left-handed batter's box. She's leading off the 7th inning in the right-handed batter's box.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's had 2 bats so far, and both of them pretty sure have been left-handed. She slid over now to the right side.
Great pitching from Diaz. Strikeout number 7. And gets the youngster with a change-up. 2 outs away, the Tigers.
That change of speed's done it again, and I don't know where to look for player of the match so far here. We've had some good pitching from Regan with a single out to the right field from her 3 at-bats. We've seen a triple from Brienne, a triple from Chelsea.
I'll pop into foul territory, just out of range for the Tigers defence. Erin Stone with some speed before we turn it around to the top of the order. Yeah, CMAX player of the game, or CMAX clinical performance player of the game. You know, Diaz has got the 7 strikeouts on the night so far. She also had that hit in the 3rd. Bree Lint, two-run triple.
And Bree's been really good in behind the plate. She's really chopped and changed up the calls and made the Walkerville batters have to really work for it when she's in there. She's obviously got a pitcher who's able to do what she's asking as well. But to do that all game and then turn up with a 3-bagger right when your team needs it, I might have her just slightly in front at the moment.
Well, change of bat. Not sure if there was anything wrong with that one, or if it maybe a lighter bat or whatever it is. 2 strikes on Stone. High for a ball. The 7th and final inning of this game. Walkerville has already started this season off with a draw in game 1. They trail by a run. 9-hitter Erin Stone up to bat. Gets a piece of this into foul territory away from the first base player, Munro, who makes a good effort, but just falls short. The next batter to the plate for Walkerville, triple. Her last turn at bat, Chelsea Robinson, has seen the ball okay. She had a fly out to centre field in her 2nd at bat as well, and had an aggressive start to the game too. So Robinson, looking like a threat to the Tigers, awaits. Swing called. The hands were broken, says plate umpire Damien McCauley. You're not going to question the level 8 umpire there for strikeout number 8 now for Diaz.
Yeah, we see here she just got the hands, or she tried to hold them back, but she put them a long way out. Damien's the man who's got the call, and he said she did, so we go back to the top.
Low for ball 1, and Chelsea Robinson with a little bit of pressure. 2 outs in the top of the 7th, trailing by a run. outside for a ball. Ball 2 on the batter.
And remembering when Chelsea got the 3-base hit, we said the potential she could have maybe gone home, but they held her up at third. Ball getting in pretty quick to Becky. She wasn't going to take that arm on, so watch 3 now, and she's got herself well ahead.
3-0. Hayley Mayer in the on-deck circle, so right part of the lineup for the Cats. Outside, a 4-ball walk. So what a time to do it, with 2 out and just counting on the page here. That's only her 2nd walk of the night.
Yeah, it's 4 straight balls there. Just going to have a little break here and have a bit of a chat. Settle them all back down. Bill Benedictson comes out to have a chat to the infield and just settle the nerves. Let them know that they've got 2. They've just got to get the 1. Just take it easy, control themselves. And
on the flip side of the card, Martinez has thrown 4 Ks and 3 walks. Diaz has 8 Ks and 2 walks. Yep, there's assistant coach Benedictson, his first year at the Seacombe Tigers. Head coach Annalie Dolman. I don't think I'm giving any secrets away. We'll take a well-deserved rest midway through the season when she gives birth to her first child. So bringing in Bill Benedictson's a good move here from the Seacombe Tigers to support Dolman. Strike called on the first pitch for Mayer. Gives the nod. Former Stars player, Hayley Mayer. Leaves that one alone. Now, remember one of her last turns at bat, she swung wildly at one in the right-hand batter's box. This time a little bit better eye, 1-1. Gets after this, pulls it down the first baseline, and Munro's going to take it in foul territory. So the Cats live again.
interesting the pitching here. You were saying earlier that they were getting after him. You see Regan Diaz, she's had 116 pitches compared to only 85 for her opponent. So she's obviously thrown a few more. Walkerville's made her pitch a lot more, but she's done a really good job in there.
Ground ball, Diaz does well off her own pitch, and the Tigers beat the Cats. What an entertaining game, an arm wrestle to start with. The Cats score first, and then in a massive 6th inning, the Tigers score 2.
Yeah, that was a great game. We saw early on the batters were on top, the pitchers came back, but when it was needed, a good 3-bagger from Chelsea Robinson to score a run in there and bring that runner home to get themselves up. Seacombe then needed something when they were really under pressure, and a fantastic 3-bagger out over centre field from Brianne Lint. Just made sure that the 2 came home, poked themselves in front. Walkerville tried hard there. They got Chelsea on base, but it was all a little bit too late with 2 out. And as we've seen a few times tonight, Regan did nicely in the field as well, fielding her own balls and getting them over with a good arm.
Smiles all around for the Tigers. They jump into the top 4 with that win.
I think softball's the winner here tonight, though, James. That was a cracking game.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to have a look at some of the hot plays of the night as we wrap up. A big night for the Seacombe Tigers Softball Club. There's Diaz and her hit of the game. She starred on the plate with 8 strikeouts. This is one of the plays of the night, the trap play that Walkerville were able to make the out. Here's some good fielding from Diaz. Gee, she was one of the players of the game because she fielded quite well off her own pitching. She threw the 8 strikeouts. She had a hit, worked well in tandem with Brie Lent. There's Martinez. She was pretty good too. A lot of change-ups.
Yeah, both the pitchers had really good variation tonight, and a nice piece there from Chelsea. Smacked it right out to the left field fence. Got the runner home there in Georgia Mason, then followed her around to third went 1-0 up at this stage, and you thought maybe Seacombe were going to have to battle really hard to somehow hold that. A nice piece of fielding here from Becky Havis to get the out over to first there.
Both defences were really good. Let's have a look at Diaz again, playing the lead runner.
Yeah, pretty confident there, and a big hit. A nice big hit there.
Here's the Seacombe 6th inning that scored Havis, that scored Schumacher, and they were the 2 runs. And here's the final out of the game. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Saturday for CMAX Premier League action. The final score tonight, Seacombe 2, the Cats 1.